Scott, let me throw this question out to you. So say I'm the average homeowner, and I buy a house, and now my furnace was, from the 70s, let's say, 40 years old, 30, 40 years old. Still works fine, but it's like you say, it's a pig.
Would you drive a car 40 years old, Lee?
Listen, I'm just asking you.
I'm not talking about your classic.
I'm saying, so when is it time to upgrade? Like, when do you
Right
consider?
now.
Right now. And
Right
the reason
now.
is?
The reason is 30% of your fuel bill per month can go back into your pocket.
Right.
And the reason is because our natural resources are drying up on us. And the reason is that we have an ozone problem where we're burning this planet to the ground. And if we do not do something about it now, nobody's going to be able to fix what we do now later.
I like that.
I'm going to debate a little bit though, because
Never mind that.
At the last
Derby
party that they had, they used that glacial ice to make those.
That was great.
So I think a lot of that warming has to do with the glacial ice they're using for these Derby drinks.
Do you remember waiting online at the gas stations for the odd days and even
Oh,
days?
those were
What was
great.
that?
In
The 70s, 72? What was that?
I was
exactly.
I was on my
70s.
bicycle then. I think.
Well, and the
Well,
problem.
let's go back to the
I
realization.
had baseball cards in my tires.
When gas became at a point where it wasn't available, you didn't have the same amount of choices.
Oh.
If oil
Gas or
becomes
oil?
a situation where we don't have the availability and people have to cut back at that point, and they have not made any decision what to do,
No good.
It's also too late.
Years ago, PSE&G used to install 2 gas meters in people's houses. They used to install one for their pool, and they used to install one for their house. In case there was a gas shortage, they could always manually go and shut off the one to the pool. We've found a lot of natural gas in the commencing years, but our problem is we have a third world countries in South America that are now starting to demand gas. We have a China that is up and rising with a 15% growth rate, who's going to start consuming natural gas in
they need
rates
furnaces there.
in rates that
Yes.
we've never seen before. We don't even know how much gas and oil China will consume in the next 20 years. We are, from the outside looking in this country, we have to come to some point, some clairvoyance about our energy usage, and we have to change what we do.
What about
how
wood?
we
What
live.
about the wood burning furnaces?
Wood burning furnaces, there are a lot of pellet
Italian
furnaces.
ones, right?
No, there are a lot of pellet furnaces out
that's
there
what
that
they're
are
called,
supplementing
Supplementing
heat.
only.
The problem is that they need to be continuously modified, and they need to be continuously fed, and it's not a system for someone who is working and
not
it
a clean
leads a
system.
busy
And it's
life.
not clean, and it's not all that efficient
it's
compared to these
it-
new
it-
furnaces.
it's-
You're right.
They do have some
Some are.
advantages.
Some are incredible.
And here's the thing too: there are some pellet burning stoves that you can use in combination with gas or oil-fired burners that can actually supplement heat. In other words, by having 2 sets
Systems.
of heat, putting them together, you can actually heat with those wood pellets to get your temperature up to a certain point, and then have your gas or oil system
It can
come
maintain
in
it.
to
A hybrid.
maintain
A hybrid system.
a higher
Yes.
temperature.
Smart.
But there is a lot of work associated with those things. Even if you built an outdoor pit and put an exchanging coil in it, you could actually heat your home that way. But again, we're busy. We have children, we have jobs, we have work,
We're out all
we
day.
go on vacations. These are systems that we used hundreds of years ago. Our only real choice today is to use energy efficiently and to buy and purchase quality materials. And I'll tell you what, everyone is scared of these quality materials. They're scared of these high efficiencies. They believe that they're full and that they require a ton of maintenance. Well, yes, they do require a little maintenance, but you know what? Buy yourself an insurance program. Have your contractor sign you up to a relatively inexpensive 10-year or 15-year insurance policy where he covers your labor, he covers your parts, okay, for what's inside that burner, okay?
Well, you know what, Scott?
This way, you get the best of all worlds.
Let's talk about that in a minute. We're going to go out on a break here, and when we come back, we're going to talk about that warranty stuff for the furnace and so forth. I think that's very interesting. And while we're out there, get the phone 651-1110. Give Scotty a call with your plumbing questions.